Welcome everybody to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I will be your sole conductor into today's journey into the VRML. Two teams battling it out in the heart of the ladder, ranked 20th and 16th respectively. Aging Moss and Surge will be our opponents today, battling it out, coming in from that American East Division. Aging Moss coming off of a 12-0 win against Saints and Sinners. We managed to catch a game of theirs not too long ago. Since then, they've beat Heathens and lost to that team. On the cusp of breaking into the Diamond Division, and so obviously looking to get a win here against Surge, who's ranked 16th in that NA East Division. Only had one cast since early on in the season, and since then a back and forth of a record, losing to Latin Force, beating Entity, losing to Grimtide, beating Resin Mafia, going up against good teams, but ultimately not coming out on top consistently. We'll see if that is the case here today against Aging Moss as we get prepped to dive into map number 1. Let's take a look at our bands for the day. Coming in from Aging Moss, we have the Cargo Subway ban, the short course platter there getting knocked off the table, and on Surge we have the Quarantine Downfall ban, the long range options getting cold from the map pool. Does leave us with a few other long range options like Snow Peak or Abandoned, and so based on the bans, well, I guess spoiler alert, we are heading to Snow Peak for map number 1. Take a quick look at our active rosters for the afternoon coming in from AGM. Go ahead and actually give the ready first to the team so they're not waiting on me. From AGM, we have Image, Battlestar, Random the Pyro, Tendies, and Taurus family. And over on Surge, we have Majestic Bandit, Mike Rex, The Board Shotgun, Dark Voyager, and Gavin Gamine. Gaming? We'll just stick with the Gavin. Into round 1 we go. Surge on the defense. A little motivational chant for Surge as they get ready to get into round 1 on map 1 here between Aging Moss and Surge. Aging Moss, well, we missed maybe their pre-game ceremony. It could have been a grunting chant in a circle, like cavemen around a fire, but hard to tell. Definitely seeming focused here. Turn on lasers so we can catch lines of sight. Let's get into round number 1. Trio pushing in from the south. Gonna be running into Dark Voyager soon.
On my side.
And Dark does identify View pushing up, tries to get a long range nade. It's not gonna go quite far enough. It'll fall just a few yards short. And now Dark's getting pinched. Random here. Catches the cross. They identify Dark behind the Heskos. Dark peeks out to try and challenge Image and didn't quite have the suppressive fire support from Majestic in time. Does go
Right
down.
side,
Majestic
contact
getting
right
pushed as Random shoots shots out, and Tendy's also looking for a line here. Flash coming in. That was a little short. And while we do want to keep our attention here, there is a bit of a split push going on up through the lake. I think the action's going to unfold here first. That's 1. Bandit needs 2. Tendy's still here. Tendy pops up and gets support. Mike Rex on the back end finds that kill. Surge still have 4 to the 3 of Aging Moss over at Lakeside. Utility coming in, objective side. Heavy smoke application coming out towards the OBJ. Battlestar getting heavily suppressed, and Majestic shuts down this push from the stairs. A beautiful position here that denies two, and will find the third. A big clutch tree. Big clutch three-piece right there, and Bandit helps, I guess, with 4 kills in the end. Lock in round 1 for Surge. A solid South defense from them, and ultimately it does kind of get Surge the round. Not much left to do for the rest of the defense, and Aging Moss with a good attempt, but ultimately not quite enough. Solid start for Surge and their opponent's map pick nonetheless, but now it's Aging Moss's turn to defend, and we'll see what kind of series we're in for this afternoon. Is it going to be trading down defensive rounds, which is what I suspect these first 2 points to be, or will Surge have some tricks up their sleeve on the offense? That's going to be the real deciding factor. And Surge obviously do have that ranking, you know, 4 ranks above Aging Moss here. We didn't talk much about team history, though. Surge new to Season 14, and Aging Moss new as of Season 13, although I think they may have undergone some name changes before 13 as well. Either way, fresh teams into the space, both battling it out for a chance to play a little bit of the higher tier up into that Diamond Master Division.
Okay, just stay focused, use your colors. I'm following my green path. Hey, make sure you're I forgot what I was gonna say.
Watch early flanks, watch early rushers.
Go for kills only. Don't cap as the last priority.
Ooh, an interesting tidbit gleamed there from comms. Surge deprioritizing, pushing for a cap. We've seen this objective get capped before. Not to say it's impossible. But Surge not even really wanting that in their mind. Just on the hunt for kills. And with how this defense is set up, maybe they should have been thinking cap, because Voyager so far is walking right through this defensive spread. Still uncontested all the way up nearly to the front of the complex leading to the objective. They've definitely gotten to this lakeside position much faster than they could have.
I want to take your chance.
I don't want to take the chance. I don't want to shoot it.
And Bandit is identifying his teammates.
Over there, just check tablet in the direction.
We're good.
And Torres dumping out a flash. Counter flash comes in. Bandit potentially vulnerable to Battlestar's angle up on that hilltop. If they keep tucked in, they may be able to scoot through. This is a heavy lakeside push. Surge are stacking everything along the lake. The first kill comes into Torres. Spot Stark Voyager can't find the shot. Pick up there.
-1, I killed the one that...
Here comes Battlestar, popping up from this hilltop, scoops up Rex. Still on the hunt for Voyager, but doesn't overextend, and Voyager is able to tuck in for some defense here away from that line. Voyager should also now know Battlestar's on the backside here, so prioritize trying to push or at least throw utility up here. Fine line that Voyager has to spread. You know, you do want to kind of push right at the mountain. Going too far around will put you in that line of sight from Battlestar, but I think this is the right play. Oh, and Battlestar knows the vulnerability. It's a very good understanding of this position. They've tucked themselves up against that hill so that it's not until Voyager gets all the way up here that they can take those shots. But Voyager does find that kill, and it's a 3-3. Moss are weak on the push side. And Board Shotgun has been slowly inching their way forward, but it's still a pretty good ways out in comparison to how close Voyager is. Oh, we may have a fight on the back of the map here soon. Ooh, a flash up and over. Voyager tries to battle against Pyro and can't. Pyro finds the confirm. Had to have been identified and called out. Pyro definitely had an idea that there was one there, so I'm sure Tendy spotted that rotation. And Gavin tries to catch this out. They do. Pyro gets caught out trying to cross back. Refrag from Tendies right there lined up, and Tendies can't connect the shots. Gavin's smoking OBJ. They're pushing in. Cap is on Surge's mind. Gavin has tablet out, and Image is crashing back in time to shut down the Cap. Should have stuck to the game plan. It could have netted them the round here. It still could, as Board Shotgun is alone in a 1v2. Oh, a trade to wrap things up. Aging Moss will squeak away with their defensive win. Tendy's the last one alive. Also, one of our new casters into the casting scene. So they get a little, well, caster favoritism, okay? You want me to like you more? Become a caster. I kid. Well, anyway, a good start to the series. Can't ask for a better one. Pretty much how you would anticipate something like this starting off. We're into week 9. Any match you jump into at the heart of the ladder is going to be good. Almost was 3-1, all things considered, but we go to a new objective now, or maybe that can become the case. This one's still pretty tough to cap on. Very rarely do you see it happen. Not impossible to win the Marsoc side. Easy to kill your defense, but tough to cap on. But so far, trading defensive rounds is the name of the game here, so if that's the case, then we have this OBJ, potentially north bunker, or north hangar, excuse me. But otherwise, definitely a shift in pace or a shift in play style is coming up here, or could be. Percentage-wise, it's a 66% chance that a change of pace is coming up in the next objective, okay? You do the math.
They got a few quick hackers, so if you can see a few smokes on objective, try to get back to us.
Just get positions and play strong, boys. We got this.
Nice call out there, reminding the team that Aging Moss can punch in the code quick as Bandit rotates up here. We did see a line coming in from that north spawn looking for an early pickup, but they do not catch it, and instead we're going to see a bit of a more reserved push for Aging Moss. Or 2 will push around the lakeside, and 3 will be going through the indoors. Try and keep track of both parties here as Torres and Tendies.
I know. That's why I'm staying back.
make their way along Lakeside, and then again we have the duo that's actually split off, Battlestar and Image. Oh, and Battlestar kicks things off with a nice pickup. That's going to open up their entryway big time. Surge has to reinforce this. At the very least, they got to get Dark Voyager up, and Image is right here to be a potential threat to that. Callout should be coming in, so you see Bandit rotating alongside. They may be able to pop up and catch Image on the side of the head here thanks to Dark Voyager's comms. You also do have Battlestar on Overwatch as well, though, so as long as they're not covering the same angle, I think it should work out for him. Random gets the confirm, Majestic finds the quick kill there. There's the confirm. Torres
52,
finds
let's go for
board.
it.
Shotgun Surge are down
He's
to
confirmed,
2.
100%.
Suddenly, they've lost their on-objective defense, and Bandit has to rotate around to get this res. They need to have 3 up. Smokes are coming in. Right on top of Bandit, and they recognize the threat. Suppressive LMG fire coming in. Tendies has the tablet out. They're punching in the code, and they can't get it in time. Down they go. A big cap save. Bandit's still the last one here, and they're trying to fend off the code from getting punched in. They trade with Torres, and Aging Moss take 1, not 2. A good, solid, last man standing defense to prevent the cap that was nearly putting Aging Moss into map point territory. Not there yet, but nonetheless an impressive attack from Aging Moss. Very fast. They got there surprisingly quick, and honestly I think the way that it all lined up is just exactly how you want it to line up. Go ahead and follow the mouse in the overhead here. Oh, go. There it is. There we go. There it is. The plan was 2 in Horseshoe, 1 in Garage, and 2 south. Out of spawn, they essentially beelined to their positions, and the timing is about the same, whereas you get to this building here, you've cleared this space in Horseshoe. So you're going to start your push. Granted, they had the pick early, right at the bunker, but the timing was great because you had distractions here. Granted, everyone won their trades, but if you lose your trade here in the garage, the push is already happening on objective. The garage defense would have had no time to get back to defend the cap like it was defended. So a very good attack plan from Surge, but ultimately, or excuse me, from Aging Moss, but ultimately that final last man standing defense comes in clutch and only lets them get 1.
Hello. Instead of watching right there, because you could get picked off right there from the most southern. Okay. My bad. My bad.
It is quick, it is quick, it is!
Quick
Wow,
south
those guys
spawn
in
for
Vancouver or
Surge.
Something. I just put up like 20 rounds of LMG into him and he did die.
Image catches Bandit trying to rotate in. They may find another one. Shotgun is there, but
-1.
Image goes down.
I got a refrag.
Nice kill there. Turns it into a 4v4. They still have the stacked south push. The defense has shifted to effectively defend this side, but you can't put all your eggs in the basket on just the south. You do want to watch up your middle. If anything, Tendies is in a position that they don't necessarily need to be in, but they have Overwatch down to objective, I believe, from their position. Meanwhile, Shotgun going right down the heart. Checking the code again. May not be ready for Battlestar to be on such a short angle here.
I got one.
Torres fends off the south push as more LMG fire comes in. Torres swings out to confirm, finds shotgun. Not before shotgun can get some shots off. A trade up through the middle. Battlestar will confirm. Surge down to just the 2 in the south. Aging Moss left with just 3. What is the plan for Gavin and Dark? That's the question as they rotate back around. And I think an up the middle approach is still is a fine one. They just have to catch Battlestar. They got to flash or nade bunker here. Battlestar can pop up and shut this whole thing down very quickly. Oh, there comes the flash up and over, and nice move from Voyager. Gun over the Hesco finds the kill. Pyro with the quick refrag. Galvin should get that information. And be dialed into Random. Random's going to have to peek and check this periodically, and if Gavin has that tight corner held, it should win the fight. No, Random catches them out on the hill. It could have been a 1-1 left there with Tendies, who doesn't find any action that round, but does put Aging Moss up 3-1. And I know I said we had a 66% chance of a change of pace, but that does not happen. 33% wins, and we go to the last remaining long-range OBJ on Snow Peak. If Aging Moss wanted to get range to start things off, they have definitely gotten it with their Snow Peak map pick. It's not always guaranteed, which is kind of the interesting thing about Snow Peak, but I honestly would say they got lucky. Not to say that they're getting lucky winning, but they're getting lucky on the long-range objectives being picked here. Ultimately, once you push into each objective on Snow Peak, it does become a close quarters battle, but that's how every map works, right? Once you push objective, it's close quarters. I guess maybe not north on quarantine. Anyway, these 3 objectives force long range. There's no corners really. At least not until you get to the objective. The other 2 objectives inside, all tight corridors, hallways. You do have some maybe early, longer range engagements if you're getting aggressive, but it's a very different approach. More utility focused, flashbangs, nades, that kind of element. But I mean, so far we've seen some good flashes, good nades, and Aging Moss definitely stepping up on their map pick. We'll see if Surge can bounce back with a defensive round here as we go into round number 4.
I am going to do call outs. We got quick spawn. Let's do this, boys.
Let's win this, guys.
I don't want to send it up too early. I'm gonna wait a few seconds.
They're going that way.
I'm gonna wait a few seconds, boys.
AGM very locked in. Torres making sure that everybody understands positions, and Tendies pops off early to catch a kill. Worth giving away their early north spawn, maybe, as that is a quick refrag from Voyager reading that audio from the north and recognizing that this spawn is right here. Image is crashing in on Dark. Image will swing that corner. Bandit here on the other side finds that. Tendies scoops up one, and people are dropping like flies in the first minute. This is a very quick round that was going the way of Aging Moss, but has suddenly become well, will actually be in favor of Surge here. 3-2 if they can get that res. Which they will. Battlestar does get a quick kill. Majestic Bandit nearly goes down. As Bandit tries to peek out, tries to find the refrag on the Battlestar and can't. We're into a 2-2. A must-win round for Surge. They cannot afford to let this duo clutch up the final round of map 1.
When did this happen?
Battlestar surprised at the results as maybe anybody, but didn't know that
How
they're.
many enemy bodies are dead? 22.
Looks like Torres is
He's
flying
on
the
OBJ
drone.
behind the helicopter on barrels. Behind the helicopter on barrels.
And it's getting kind of crazy here, pushing forward. Trying to get behind where they think Battlestar is, but Battlestar is actually still tucked up.
Whoa.
They managed to get just past Torres.
Whoa.
They are going to swing the short corner and find Battlestar dead.
It's too.
Torres now finds the back of Bandit. Can't connect the shots. Bandit's able to get the gun up in time. Prioritize communicating information to their team and does ultimately challenge and peak, but Surge find the final kill there with Bandit, clutching it up with a double. Nicely done there, and Majestic Bandit 11-3 for this Surge team right now. That's helpful. That's helpful. Quite a fast round 2. Impressive how quick Aging Moss did end up playing that. You know, all things considered, the range, I guess they pushed the other objectives, I think, like 3 minutes, 3:30, which is pretty quick. You gotta take your early kill too, and that just kind of blows the lid off the thing. As soon as you shoot that shot, find that early kill, you're giving away your whole spawn, and so then from there, Surge set their defense up to really kind of trap them over in that north spawn area. We are working on a system to draw over the map. I did see that Sausage and Cass saying wish we had Cass was able to draw stuff. I think we're working on an app that we can use that will be able to draw on the map. I think it's worked in some cases, in some test cases that we've done, but I gotta look more into it. We're adding new casters now, so we don't want to pile on the complexity of things. But yeah, for something like myself who's been doing it for a while, I certainly would like the ability to draw on, I guess, any image that you see, you know, like right now even. But anyway, request is heard, and we are working on something for it because we do also see value in that kind of system, being able to outline strategies a little bit more clear. We're going to stay on board random as they seem to be the point defense here. Likely trying to get up into bunker and then holding down from there. Because no shots have come in early, they have identified it as the long spawn, and those shots there do give away the fact that this is a spawn on the other side of the lake.
There's a drone, knocked it out.
Battlestar shooting down a drone, and Tendy's approaching up on the back of Pyro to reinforce. This could be a bit of an over-aggressive step from the defensive side, and hopefully Tendy's doesn't suspect Random in there. Definitely didn't know Random was in there, and this whole rotation was quite risky. Him actually pushing out, though, was great bait because both Bandit and Voyager saw one leaving bunker. They assumed that was the only one. Why would there be two in bunker? And they get caught off guard. Random is able to cross. Bandit tucks in. Does take a shot, though, and that gives away their position. Random to call that info into the team. Torres shutting down Gavin trying to cross the lakeside. Nice shot there.
-1 inside a bunker. Finish him off for me. He might only be down.
Bandit getting a big kill for Surge, enabling them to even move. Without that kill, they're really kind of trapped and at least going on a longer rotation. Only left with 3. No, they're definitely a bit weaker. Make it 2 as Tendies cuts down Bandit. The layered aggressive defense definitely chipping Surge apart here. Battlestar, I think that was... No, they downed.
Bunker ran out, bunker ran out, bunker ran out.
I didn't know Majestic got down there. I thought they were still up.
He was going back up mid.
But Shotgun has dropped out of bunker and is trying to rotate around here to get this res onto Bandit. Tendies is going to push this, shut down the res opportunity, most likely with the confirm. At least they should. Or maybe they'll use it for bait as long as Shotgun sees the option to res. They'll come out for it, and Tendies finds the final kill. Aging Moss pull ahead 4-2 on map 1 to take the map 1 lead. 12-4 from Majestic Bandit at the end of the day, doing their best to carry Surge through on Snow Peak, but they couldn't quite do it. Aging Moss together as a team, finding several kills, and ultimately Random Pyro leading them with 7. They will come out on top. But it's only map 1. Surge going to their map pick for map 2. And I imagine they'll want to take things into a bit more close quarters. Considering the one time Aging Moss did play things a little bit too fast, Surge did win that round. A quick stretch, you know? So let's see. Where do we go? Map number 2. Where do we go for map number 2? Ah. Of course, a good option. They want to keep things close quarters. Some would say the best option. They want to keep things close quarters. It is going to be Arctic for map number 2. Quite literally the polar op. I mean, Snow Peak I don't think is the biggest map, but it's one of the large ones, and Arctic's I think the smallest. So pretty much opposites in terms of pace, play style. Basically everything that we saw on Snow Peak. Granted, there was still some close quarters battles around the hilltops and whatnot, but this should be interesting. Might be an opportunity for Surge to surge back into this. Again, it's their map pick, and it's no secrets that Aging Moss wanted to get rid of the short quarters, the close quarters maps, and play into the long range, and Surge wanted to get rid of the long range and play into short. So map pick could be a big element in deciding who will be our victor this afternoon. That, of course, remains to be seen. It all depends on how Surge perform here on this map. Go ahead and give them the ready. And looking at rosters, we don't have any swaps coming in from either side. On Surge, we have Gavin Gaming, Dark Voyager, the Board Shotgun, Mike Rex, and Majestic Bandit. And over on Aging Moss, we have Battlestar, Random the Pyro, Tendies, Image, and Torres Family. Again, no subs that I identify immediately. And we are jumping in. Now, number 1 of map 2, kicking off here between Aging Moss and Surge. Good solid back and forth so far. Certainly an enjoyable one. And
Let's go. Torres is gonna have a better side on it.
I'm hopped up on.
let's see how the close quarters treats Surge. Attendees waiting.
Center garage, center garage, center garage.
Ultimately does hear Gavin and Voyager and is able to call out some information there. But Surge are definitely stacking the north side here a little bit. Rex finds Image first. Almost a quick free frag there, but Pyro can't quite catch those shots. Tendy shuts down Mike Rex up the middle. Pyro drops off their angle, takes a new one. Tendies catches Voyager down. A 2-piece for Tendies up the middle. T4 detonates to find Bandit down, and now Tendies just needs to prevent Shotgun and Gavin from pushing in. And Shotgun approaches. A nice drop back from Tendies. Finds them a nice little head peek, and with 3 dead, they're looking for the 4-piece here to get the pseudo ace outside of that C4 detonation. Definitely would not be the start surge we're looking for, but anything can happen on a map like this, and we'll have to see what Gavin can muster up. Gavin has to have heard Tendies here. Sees them peek, catches the kill. Big shutdown up through the middle, and with 3:30 left, they drop off to avoid any more pressure, considering they are the last one alive. Definitely a good idea. Have to be quiet on this rotation, but I think there's definitely opportunity for Gavin to clutch this up. Getting rid of Tendies on point definitely throws off this defensive spread. Ooh, and Battlestar switching angles, that could put them very exposed here for an easy shot to the back. Gavin just has to commit to peeking out far enough. They got to wrap all the way around the generators. And they have all the time in the world to do it. They can take this very slowly. And they do not want to make a noise like they just did. I don't think Battlestar heard that, though, and they should see the gun. That's going to be one kill. Gavin's now off to the races after the first. M203 smokes onto objective, forcing Random to push in, and Gavin has Tablet out. They're trying to cap, and Random shuts it down with blind fire through the smoke. A bold attempt from Gavin in a 1v3 that nearly puts Surge up 2-0. But it's not enough. And Aging Moss defend for round one. Again, a pretty good back and forth so far today. It's started off 1-1, 2-2, but then... Or no, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2. So, Aging Moss have definitely been commanding a lead since the middle of the game. And Surge hasn't really gotten it back. Been 3 unanswered points now since their last one, so definitely time now for Surge to defend. Their objectives are, I think this one's easy enough to defend. Backs are against the wall. You can't cap around the wall here. You have to push out to the objective to capture it, but you can't capture it, you know, behind some cover. So regardless, an opportunity for Surge to grab a win, and Dark Voyager gonna kick things off with some aggression. We ended an early trade down the middle lane, and now are we gonna get any more early trades? Yes, it looks like. Shotgun finds a C4. Push coming in on the outside, should be running into Shotgun soon. Oh, and a call out comes in from Torres. There's one in the dome, but a nice rotation from Board puts them on the outside of the dome, so none of that suppressive fire having much effect on Board. We do have a trade, though. Board and Torres do get traded down in the middle. Puts Surge down to just 2 defenders. Aging Moss left with 3. And Gavin with a nice little head peek here. Scoops up one, looking for Random next. Do they stay diligent on the angle, though? They almost dropped it, and Random nearly had an opportunity to push out there with the onward timing that we have, but... Where is their teammate is the question. I don't want to drop off the angle. Now that we're into a 2-2, we essentially can split our attention 2 ways as Random tries to cross. Gavin shuts it down, and now Tendies is alone in a 1v2. There might be a way Tendies just walks up to objective quiet here. There really might be. I think Gavin is checking, but they don't really have a line. Mike does, and they will push out to stop that creepy crawly Tendies from getting right up to objective. But that's good defense. That's diligent defense, and that's the difference between a silver and a gold team right there. A gold team has learned from their mistake of getting too tunnel visioned on an angle and not watching objective when you need to, especially when you're down to just 2 players on a team. That's a very good play. Coming in there to lock in that defensive round for Surge, and now we're tied up 1 apiece. Looks like we started Snow Peak. There things started to spiral though, and our next objective keeps us over in the east, but takes us to the north. Definitely a capable objective. Frankly, any objective on Arctic I think is capable. See a few folk coming in here wanting predictions. Get 'em. Oh, Tipic created one for map 1 and then didn't do it, so yell at Tipic. Anyway, back into it we go for round 2. Heavy smoke application coming in here from Surge. Nice C4 toss there from Torres. We'll want to keep an eye on how that gets utilized. But Gavin has managed to get some good smokes in key places. Past Torres, past the C4, past Battlestar, into the smoke on objective, and Gavin's punching in the code. None the wiser is the aging Moss defense. And Random just dumps rounds into the smoke and catches Gavin again. Good defense from Aging Moss to prevent that cap. Otherwise, that would have been a beautiful smoke play coming in from the likes of Surge. They had every smoke they needed. So close to a 3-1. And frankly, Surge has been in that situation several times.
-1.
Killed last one.
Lord Shotgun, the lone attacker for Surge in the 1v2. Has to peek out and catch Battlestar first. Heard them cough, I think. And so had a pretty good idea they were there on the corner, or had heard shots before. And with 3 minutes left, Pyro is alone to defend this objective. The right route to take. Should be getting behind Random here. Oh, and right as they turn, right as Shotgun's gonna have the back of the final defender for Aging Moss, they take just a little too long. And Board Shotgun cannot clutch it up for Surge. Aging Moss lock in their defensive round just barely. And they nearly lost that twice. Both to that early cap and to nearly getting shot in the back, but that's Onward timing. And honestly, good thinking by, who was that on the final defender on Aging Moss? I think it was Pyro. To recognize they've been holding that angle for too long and to check the back. A big play to come through there. And again, Surge so close to being in a nice, comfortable 3-1 lead on their map pick right now, but instead they find themselves in a deficit going into defense. Not where you want to be on a map like Arctic, when again, every objective is capable.
Don't waste your flashes. Hey, we're gonna run center. I'm gonna throw flashes past the dome. Past the dome.
Hey,
Okay, I'm gonna throw mine for the corners.
Pretty locked in comms, very focused, right? Identifying their flashes, however, instead of smokes, and we're seeing the difference in result. The team kill leads into a kill as Majestic. A little 1-for-1 there, and before we know it, Aging Moss have just 2 left. Majestic Bandit barreling down on them, and fortunate for Aging Moss, Battlestar doesn't go down, but Surge put up a solid defensive hold here, and it's all up to Battlestar in a 1v3 before the first minute's done. Mike Rex swings to find the final kill. Battlestar goes down. Surge clutch up a defensive round. Tied up to a piece. A exciting minute and a half to unfold there for our 4th round of Map 2. If you are just tuning in, welcome in. This is Onward. It's 5 vs 5 military simulator. Search and destroy style gameplay. Once you are dead, you are out for the round. First to 4 points wins in a best-of-3 series. So far, Aging Moss have won the first map on Snow Peak 4-2. On Arctic, a very close quarters map, picked by Surge, and we're tied. Surge do go on the attack, but they're going on to maybe the one objective I would consider pretty tough to capture, actually. Pushing up onto this helipad and punching in the code is no easy task. There's no real walls to duck behind. Actually, I think you can. Oh, I wonder, actually, if you could get the code from underneath. I don't think you can. I could be wrong. Correct me in chat. Tied up, though, we go into round 5 to see who will take the lead. Can Surge get a lead for the first time this series? Or will Aging Moss continue to put Surge on the back foot? Pretty good smoke. Right on point. Right on the doors. Gonna shut down any early aggression out those doors and I see Surge, maybe playing a bit of a different pace here as they stall in the midfield. And now I know this looks like Image is playing dead, but they're not. That's just the kinematics of Onward. And someone laying prone on the ground looking underneath the car. Flashes coming in over the top of buildings, but ultimately not really flashing anyone. They need to hit the doorways. Which means you need to go over the building and have it fall down enough. Almost not enough time on that flash to do that, so... Not to say wasted utility, but not as effective utility. Meanwhile, we gotta keep our eyes open on Battlestar. All four looking to potentially make their exit out here. And now with Bandit gone, we have no reason not to keep our attention dialed in to this doorway.
What do you mean?
Battle's down.
Hey, there's three.
Battle's dead. I need help over here.
If I crouch down, will it be able to...
Torres is next up. Ooh, and a bit of a split push. Shotgun finds random. Tendies on the back end. Image cuts them down. Gavin goes down to Torres, and suddenly Dark Voyager is alone in a 1v3. Torres goes down. Silent shots. Tablet comes out. Our aging Moss paying attention as Surge trying to punch in the code under the smokes. Voyager can't get it in time. Surge have gone for so many caps. They've gotten so close to the objective in this series. And they haven't been able to get that final code punched in. Once you get to that objective, you have to enter in a 7-digit code onto your tablet. And it secures you 2 points for your team. That would have been the map 1, 4-2 in Surge's favor. Instead, because they don't get the code in time, they die, and Aging Moss take the round and go up 3-2. So, Surge now have to defend and then win a MARSOC round. Otherwise, they will lose the series, and we'll still play on our map 3 for the rounds 1. Shout out to everyone tuning in here today. If you are new, we appreciate you stopping by, hanging out, and enjoying yourself. This is Onward. It is one of my favorite games. I've been around in the community since basically Onward started. And if you don't know what the VRML is, it's a VR esports platform, essentially, where we host multiple leagues for multiple games. You can go to VRML.com to see what games have leagues running regularly. In a league, you join or create a team, and you get matched up against other teams of similar skill to you each week. You then schedule when you play against that team within that week's time frame, and then you get a new match next week. Depending on how much you win or lose by, you go up or down in rank so that you get good, solid opponents every single round. You get good quality matches like we're seeing here right in front of us as Surge are looking to defend here and tie this up 3-3, take us to a round 7.
Those nice guys. They're nice, but they're hard to play against.
Ooh, Bandit getting very aggressive here. Image and Battlestar hear those footsteps. Ooh, an Image does swing, but it's a trade. A nice 1 for 2.
Heavy north.
You ready to go?
No, wait. That's why we're not going using center.
4 coming in here.
One's in South Warehouse.
Well, make it a 1v4 as Torres goes down to C4. Another gets cut down to LMG fire. Random finds themselves alone, pushing again for Surge. A solid hold here on defense, and it's looking like we're headed around 7. Ooh, a little team kill helping out Random. Should be a quick enough res. Six kills for Pyro so far, so not to say they can't find any more here, but gonna be not until we get close enough to that objective where they'll really start to run into trouble. And there's a nice pop-up from board. Surge with 4 left. Tie this thing up to round 7. You can see pretty happy about the performance there on the team side, and well, they get one more chance to try and take a lead. Taking a lead would get them the map win, of course, but they have not taken a lead yet in this series. So far, it's been Aging Moss either tied or in the lead by a point. And, well, Surge need this one if we want to go to a map 3 decider. Again, I appreciate everyone dropping in, hanging out, and enjoying the action. If you are new, hit that follow button. If you do have Twitch Prime available, please feel free to drop your Twitch Prime sub. That support comes back to the casting team, and we do appreciate it. But oh, sorry. Yeah, I was looking at who is in chat. We got Hecklack, Kevin, Savs Cosplay, Daddy Spook, Easy, Toxic Drop, Kevin. Look, Kevin. That Thick, and I think that's just about everyone so far. That's been active in chat at least. Appreciate you all stopping by, hanging out, enjoying the action. Back to it we go for round 7.
I'm throwing a frag.
One person heads out. Just get
ready to
go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Start the smoke here and then just start lobbing.
3, 2.
Smoke play coming in. A heavy smoke application that goes past the defensive wall. Torres, Battlestar, everyone dropping back as Surge try and out-pressure them. Tendy's on the backside, gets behind the smokes, catches Rex out, gets behind Bandit, finds them. Aging Moss is shut down the Surge offense, and suddenly there's only one. It's the board shotgun. And the smokes are dissipating. Not enough time. They're going to be able to work through this defensive wall. Well, it's the start. Quick heal. Has to get Torres and can't. Torres finds the kill. Aging Moss take the series win with map 2, 4-3. A good effort. Oh, I was on the wrong screen. I hate to see it. Or maybe I wasn't. I don't know. I don't know. I might have been on the wrong screen. Right as someone says I'm an insanely great caster. I have a cold. Okay. But you wouldn't know it with the fancy features of the HyperX Quadcast S Touch to Mute. I've been able to hide my coughs throughout the course of this broadcast. It's like this. It's the Ace Ventura joke for you right there, folks. If I was on the wrong screen, though, which I don't think I was, but I could have been. There's a good chance I was. I'm sorry. I apologize that we missed that action at a larger scale, but yeah, I'm not perfect. We go to our next map, for map 3. Looks like we gotta do a little technical reset on our end, so do bear with us as we sort the technical details out. Total score line 8-5. Map 3's picked by Aging Moss. I almost said Raging Moth, which was their old name. And I knew they were, I just couldn't remember. Raging Moth was their old name. Go into their map pick. If Surge can take this map, there's a chance they could actually come out on top. An overall score, which would really limit how much they go down in rank. Right now, Aging Moss is looking at a nice come up. Rank 20 versus rank 16. They're going to get a good boost in their MMR for winning against a team that's higher in rank than them. But if they don't really seize the moment here and lock in this final map, they may find some... They will get less growth in the rankings. And so for map 3, we're headed to a place where they want to take the win. Granted, they did well enough on Arctic, but it was too close for comfort, so they want to go back to the ranged, and abandoned is where we're headed for map number 3. I see Chaos mentioned in chat. Yeah, definitely the name of the game on Arctic. Yeah, I might have been on the wrong scene for that. I'm sorry, it can't be perfect. You gotta shake it off, though, not think about it. That's what Sturge has to do right now, is shake it off. Looks like we are getting a sub as well. Dark Voyager coming in. I'm not sure who they subbed out for. Maybe they weren't a sub, and I'm having a cold fit. On Aging Moss, we still have Image Tendies, Random, the Pyro, Torres family, and Battlestar. We're getting right into it for map 3. Round 1, kicking off with Aging Moss on the attack and Surge on the defense.
Let's spawn.
45. We gotta go. Random, you're gonna go in your position. If Random's going there, everybody else is go east fast.
Let's go east. Cut. 40.
Because they're gonna know our
Right.
position.
On the east to make sure they can't challenge on the score.
Alright,
Yeah, that's
once he starts shooting, they know our spawn. Oh, perfect, then perfect. Watch it, watch the picks, get there quick. We already probably got called out.
There's one rushing us. There's one rushing us.
Alright, careful. Not everybody go, we don't want everybody to get picked up. Rotate forward,
Watch
keep
3-story.
moving, all the way up, all the way up. Keep moving, keep moving.
All the way up? Okay.
All the way, keep moving, all the way around.
Alright. Random studs.
There's one going fall.
43.
Aging Moss catching 2 early on Surge.
Yep, I just got the one. Hold on. I can't come. Find some. My hand's gone. tracking's messing up, dude. I can't move.
What an interesting way to use this spawn in the south, where they basically they don't even push out of the south, they just crossed. That's interesting. It's change of pace, to say the least. Voyager here, gonna catch tendies out in the open. One of two defenders pretty far away from objective here, trying to catch some kills. And being so far away could end up costing them, as the three of Aging Moss are piled onto the objective, and they're starting to throw utility, smokes, flashes down into Brad's base. Or, excuse me, Brad's. Looks like Brad from a distance. The board shotgun space. The Brad shotgun, how about that? Oh, and Voyager going down is going to mean that Aging Moss won't be able to find an easy cap. Especially with Brad here. As board shotgun identifies image, trades down. Aging Moss take a quick round one on offense on their map pick. Solid job, and what could have been much worse if they hadn't have found that defender off in the distance. So ultimately a positive, as Surge don't end up losing out too much in the start here, but it is 1-0 and Aging Moss keep the lead. Doling out some punishments in chat, okay. Looks like Surge having, I wouldn't say, they're playing a little more loose. We'll see how their offense looks, but that defensive rotation from Dark Voyager, while it did net them a kill, was very risky. That could have been, that's not something you would do in a Map 3 decider, per se. And again, I understand that, you know, this Map 3 is different than a Map 3 decider because the series is already won by Aging Moss, and so it's a matter of how well does a team deal with loss, and we'll see if Surge can kind of rally here behind a final map and find some points. Could be running into Image here very soon.
Yeah, if I go down, they're south.
Oh no.
South.
Just the wrong button there, but we got that back in time. Image finds the full Surge team here on the hill. All out comes in, and we should see shots starting to rain down from Battlestar onto the hilltop, but Bandit catches the frag on the Battlestar from a distance. Shots coming from Torres onto the hill.
Up there in the
Aging Moss suppressing Surge, trying to find
There's one more up there. One
and
more.
shut down this offensive push. Torres having a tough time keeping their head on straight. Oh, I can't connect onto Dave on the top. Gavin, excuse me. Dave. Everyone's Dave. Dave, Brad.
There's still one in the tower. I need help.
Dark
in the
Voyager
east.
could be Dan Voyager. But it looks like DC's on both sides.
He's dead.
As
Tower's dead.
Torres finally catches Gavin out. A shot up the middle from random shuts down Dark Voyager, and there's only one left with the board shotgun in a 1v3. Aging Moss looking to push this one up 2-0 on map 3.
A bad shot.
Woo, baby.
2-0 for Aging Moss. Even with a DC, everyone finding a couple of kills there, and their lead goes up 2-0 for the first time. We are not tied 1 apiece at the start of a map. The next objective takes us to the south. Oh, and I see Feeble Cribs giving away 1 community sub. We appreciate that gift and sub, Feeble. Congratulations to Quokka Floka for getting your free sub to the VRML channel. You can watch the wonders of VRML without ads now. So, big shout out to Feeble again for that gifted sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. And we also had a follow come in from Titus VR, Silver Bodyguard, Eco, Akuma Shiro. Thank you all for dropping in and hitting that follow button. Yeah, welcome in. Appreciate you. Looks like we solved our 5th issue. Feeble Crib has come in for Aging Moss. I think that's a sub.
Ready for this? Take the bottom, I'll pick him up. Okay, we're just gonna chill.
Oh, and they do get the quick spawn here, and they're going to challenge them right away.
Watching for the
Ward's trying to push out. Again, over-aggressive. Feeble shuts that down with the silenced MCX.
We're called.
Spawn has been identified, and so if they're going to play it fast, they've got to play it fast now. The team should be adjusting internally, and that's what they're trying to play off. Voyager's tucked in. Tendies have made it here. Smoke coming in. Should be a nice smoke. Doesn't get up into the window, though. Has to redirect it. And they can't find it. That's not going to work. They're flashed now as well. I'm pushing outside here, and Tendies does see them. Gonna try and push past, though. They're inside. Nobody knows. Tendies punching in the code. Aging Moss want to take this one 4-0, and they are going to do it with Tendies punching in the code underneath the nose of Bandit and Rex. And me not changing the scene this time, so I actually didn't do it that time, so we did forget. At least once. But it's 4-0 now, and Aging Moss take the series. I apologize for my ramblings from time to time, but it's all good. A shout out to our sponsors, Pro2 VR. They have fantastic haptic feedback stocks that offer in-game immersion to any VR game you're playing. You can put your controllers into that haptic feedback stock and play any shooter. They'll give you force feedback in your shoulder when you're shooting a gun. It's really cool. They also have non-haptic feedback stock, so if you just want to stabilize your aim in-game, I recommend a Pro 2. Pick that up. Also, VR Cover for supporting all of our leagues. They offer fantastic comfort options to any of your VR devices. They'll greatly enhance the comfort and playtime that you can invest into practicing in the VRML. So check them out as well. That'll be it from me. My name is Ben NightFiree with 2 E's. Thank you so much for tuning in. I don't think we have a cast tomorrow, but I do encourage you to check out Ultimex over at twitch.tv/Ultimex_VRML or any of our VRML games. Frankly, we have several seasons live right now, all with live broadcasts. So follow all of the VRML League channels, which you can find at VRML.com. It's going to be it for me here on the desk, though. My name is Ben NightFiree with 2 E's. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, stay classy.